Peace and blessings, family. It's Adara Moselle back for another weekly wisdom. And in this one, we're going to be talking about love and relationships. So, before we get into that, last week I had a very random and extreme consciousness expansion. And it was a lot of energy that came through. And consequently, at the end of the day, I noticed that my voice had changed. So, if I sound any differently than I have in my other videos, it's because something to something, and now my voice sounds like this. I'm not mad at it. So this is my voice, and it is settling in, so it rocks a little bit. So if I sound a little crazy, guys, just kind of stay with me a little bit, please. So this one we're talking about love and relationships. And as far as love and relationships is concerned, this can't be overstated. Y'all be fighting too dirty. I want y'all to stop fighting so dirty. Okay? Like, if we love someone, like really love someone, do we really want to cause harm to their psyche? Do we really want to say something that can irrevocably damage them? Right? So if you take a porcelain plate or something, you throw it, it smashes, it shatters, you try to put it back together, it's never gonna look the same. I don't care how well you do, it's not gonna look the same. Something's gonna be missing. People are far more delicate than that, right? So I understand that we want to get our point across. You know what I mean? We want, if somebody hurts us, we want to make them have some sort of understanding of what we're going through. And sometimes all we can do is try to say something or do something that makes them feel as bad as we feel. And as human as that is, I'm going to ask for y'all to try not to, or just dial it down. Dial it down. Same thing with your children, man. Let's just watch what we're saying to each other, because we end up harboring resentment. And like I said, when you try to put that plate back together, it's never going to come back together. A person is far more delicate than that. And if you break them, how are you going to expect them to respond to you from a healthy position? You know what I'm saying? You're creating your own beast here, right? So if they were a certain way before they got with you, and you notice over time they have changed, um, and not for the better, it could possibly be because of how you're talking to them, or the dirty fights are hard to get over. It's not really worth it, man. I say, can we just do our best to strive for peace? You know, like everything's not gonna be peaceful. Sometimes you're just gonna have to leave the room, talk about it later. You're going to have to, even when you're right, shut it down. Just shut it down. Just shut it down sometimes. Just shut it down and give people some time to digest what is happening. Your emotions are all up in the air. You're angry, and all of a sudden you're not thinking clearly. So we don't want to add more damage than is necessary. Enough is already happening. Your system is being stressed enough already, right? So let's not prolong it, man. I'm just saying, if we have to experience the pain, which, is part of it, it's part of it. If we're going to experience the pain, we should, like, just get through it. Like, just be done with it. Let's just not keep hurting each other in ways that we can't get over. And on the other side of that, complimenting each other. A lot of people don't know how to compliment. And it's not something I talk about often, but in my conversations, it's something that I've noticed. We get very surface level and superficial compliments. You really want to give someone a compliment that resonates with what they value about themselves or what their ideals are. So if you have a man and he prides himself on being a good father because maybe he never had one, you want to compliment him in the areas that validate and support the fact that he's a good father, or the fact that he has goals that he's trying to achieve that he's very serious about. Compliment him on those ways, or in those areas, or like, um, where are his principles? Where are her principles? Compliment her in that. Yes, you are a good mother. You are, um, what's a good one? I see how much you go through, and I see how much weight is on your shoulders. It's beautiful the way you're able to balance so many things. It's beautiful how you're able to make everything look so easy. And me and the family, talking from the husband's perspective or boyfriend, whoever else, me and the family really appreciate the fact, and like I'm just amazed at how you're able to do these things that seem so impossible. Because in her mind, she might feel like the world is on her shoulders and all this other stuff, and nobody sees her. But when you compliment her in a way that shows that she's been seen, now that hits a little bit deeper. Don't just tell her that she's pretty today. Don't just tell her thank you for cooking. Yeah, tell her thank you for cooking. Tell him thank you for this. Thank you for going to work. Thank you for just thank each other and compliment each other. You can't do it enough. I know some people are like, what are you thanking me for? Nobody's obligated to do anything, right? And we start appreciating the small things, then it grows this whole beautiful bed of gratitude, appreciation, honor, intimacy, validation. Um, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful, right? It's just beautiful. So we want to fight less dirty and compliment better, right? Keep the fights clean, keep the sex dirty. That's what the meme says, and I have to stamp it. It's 100% true. So even when things aren't going well, there's never a reason to ruin your person. So just think about it. Pull them daggers back in, bring them claws back in. You know, bring them back in, honey. And just see if you can cultivate a little bit more peace and harmoniousness. All right, because if we're talking divine feminine or divine masculine, both of them know how to be harmonious and keep it together. One aspect of the masculine is the healer, reparative aspect, and the other aspect of woman is the harmonious juxtaposition, beauty portion. So yeah, let's activate a little bit more of that, guys. Just a little bit more. Just activate a little bit more of it. So I will be in Brooklyn, New York, April 13th at 11 a.m. We're doing the God at Play workshop. It's going to be a pure shamanic tantric experience. It's going to be sort of like a Darshana, which is kind of a beholding of an energy, and in that we're able to create a super charged container that's going to allow people's possibilities to just explode exponentially, and show you guys a little bit about this pleasure pathway, and hopefully have a little bliss experience in this thing. So come out and see me. It's 11 a.m. on April 13th in Brooklyn. Sunday, if you can't join me Saturday, please join me Sunday. If you can join me Saturday, still join me on Sunday at Nicholas Brooklyn Bookstore from 4 to 8 p.m. I'll be there with King Simon, Louis Strayhorn, and Dr. Shakira Moore, and it's going to be fascinating. So bring your people out, come see me. Let's get a picture in, whatever. Come see me, come check me out. And if you want a private session, feel free to reach out to me via my website or on Instagram. Lastly, last event coming up. We have the Sacred Hearts Retreat, April 19th weekend. It's going to be in Tennessee at the Gatlinburg Mansion. I'll be teaching, and I think I'm going to be doing a little ceremony as well. We're also going to be having it's for singles and for couples. And it's going to be really, really nice. It's going to be really, really nice. We're going to talk about how to improve these relationships of ours, how to improve the relationship with ourselves, with our partner, and anyone else. And we're going to learn a little bit of Tantra. We're going to do a little Tantra. You're going to see a couple things. You know, I aim to please, literally, figuratively. So I will see you guys next week. All right.